Start engine. On my plane, get the brakes on. Start throttle, quarter. Four,
remember, I want to see you clear the vapor lock. So you remember how I did that?
Oh yeah. I got that on.
To clear the vapor lock, we'll go full throttle, and then we'll turn the fuel pump on. The fuel pump on, and then we'll move the mixture forward until we see it starting to move. There you go, back, all the way back. Good, not too much.
This off?
Off. Good, now quarter, actually half an inch open, so a little more than you typically would because you want more air to it. Good, and then hand on the mixture, start the airplane. Once it catches, you'll go full mixture.
Clear!
Solid.
2000, lean it.
Terrain system test OK.
Solid.
There's lean. AC's on.
Yep.
Electrical 28 and pluses. Oh, I think that's the way that they started because the avionics brings a lot of.
That's fine.
It brings a lot of draws the battery down. That's why it takes. That's why they don't do it so fast.
Totally fine. You see it's coming down here. This is decreasing now.
Right,
but it's all good. Yeah.
So, and then 28 those lights as desired, all the way on.
Yep. And how much fuel do we have on board now? We can go ahead and reset the system. System, and gallons remaining
is 87.
And then back. Solid.
Okay, officially in it. AC to 20 lights are on. Flaps 10 degrees. Avionics 1 and 2. Now you're supposed to be turning it on.
Yep.
Sets on. Okay, parking brakes off. Seats, my seat's good. Your seat's good. I like the flight control. Okay, flight controls are good. FD is set. Borrow. And two pre-select. So I'll go 5,500 on the way back.
Perfect.
500 on the way back.
5,500.
We did that. Feels like there's on both. Okay, feels like on both. Autopilot, check that. Okay, the autopilot, it should turn to the...
Should if you go to heading.
Oh.
And then it'll turn to the heading.
Okay, then you can override it.
You don't even need to do that. You can just override it in roll and pitch mode. Roll and pitch mode, remember, that it holds whatever the attitude is. Just press that, we're roll and pitch, and now the servos are holding it so you could override
because it's going straight, right?
Correct,
I
yep.
got you. I got my...
Exactly.
Okay, check the autopilot and taxi to a safe area.
Solid. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. What's the name of our airline?
Different area. Southwest. That's all. Watch for traffic.
Clear, right?
Look on the center line here.
At least it's dry air here, not humid
Yeah, it's definitely dry air.
stuff.
If you don't hit that button, it sounds like you got a Harley underneath, riding a fucking Harley.
I don't hear my windows open. Oh, if you don't hit the headset.
Yeah.
Robbie. It's a hitting a Harley.
Oh, my button's flashing.
That's good. It's on. It's on. Unless your battery's on low and it turns off automatically.
Need the batteries though.
New batteries? I have batteries.
I think I do.
Yeah, here.
Because it should be green right now.
It's fine if it's orange, but if it turns off on its... Oh, did you turn it on before, or... See if it turns off, again, I'll give you batteries. Because orange just gives you a heads up on the last few hours.
Okay. I'll go over here and do, we're do a run-up right here.
We're going to do a run-up.
Huh?
We're going to do a run-up.
Okay.
Yep. Just need to do our takeoff flow. What's our takeoff flow?
Full mixture.
Here's the takeoff flow. You can put this away. The takeoff flow starts from the bottom and goes up like this. So, fuel selector both, cowl flaps open, trim set for takeoff.
Okay.
Prop and mixture full forward. Flaps 10. Lights all on.
Lights on.
That's it.
Okay.
We can make a radio call taking runway 33 for what type of departure if you want to go to Toronto?
Downwind departure.
Downwind?
We're going to down.
Is that the full downwind or is there more to it?
Oh, we're going to do a left downwind departure.
Left downwind departure.
Right. So, intercurrent traffic, white Cessna taking runway downwind departure.
Intercurrent traffic, white Cessna's taking runway 33 for a left downwind departure.
Okay.
Solid.
Intercurrent traffic, white Cessna taking 33 for left downwind departure. Intercurrent.
Solid.
In your current airport, automated Unicom. Click your mic 3 times for an advisory, 4 times for radio check.
Alright. Final is clear.
Turn up to the runway.
There we go.
Okay. Nice and easy, right?
Solid. There you go.
Ready?
Ready to go.
Ready. Slow power. Drop your feet.
Takeoff power set. Engine indications are in the green. Airspeed is alive. Alright, take it away. Beautiful.
Your current traffic, helicopter 4085 to the southwest, bound for landing, and descending at 4,100.
Oh wow, it's kind of 89.
Alright, let's go ahead and lean the fuel to 34 gallons an hour.
89 here. 6. Any current traffic, right Cessna turning left, upwind for
Left crosswind.
left.
All good. All good. Don't let it frustrate you, because you don't learn anything when you get frustrated. Learn if you take mental notes and do it right the next time. That's it. That's what we're shooting for. In this case, we're not landing, so you can just keep the turn coming and we could make a radio call. Left downwind for a left downwind departure.
Any current traffic, right Cessna entering left downwind for left downwind departure.
Up of 33. Also want to include your runway number, especially at an airport like this, which has 6 options, 6 runways. People know exactly where you're at, what you're doing.
Back to my VY climb out of here. 89. Rudder.
Good work.
Now we want to go Just put direct. Two, enter. 8. Oh, right. Right.
That's a direct straight line.
Oh.
That does
How's
direct
it
straight
go?
line. Yep.
Oh.
So we don't want to do that.
Oh. Okay. What are some? I know that there's a corridor here.
Yeah. We can just come down here and fly through there.
Okay.
Easy.
Hey, the current traffic, helicopter 408, 6 miles
It's them,
southwest.
right there.
4,000, inbound for landing, main ramp area, Major Creek.
Neocurrent.
He's below us.
Oh yeah, he's 1,400 feet beneath us. You see that?
Yep.
Solid. Good, 5,100 feet.
There's still a Cessna pattern anchor.
Negative, we departed the area. We are about 3 miles to the southwest as well, but we're 5,500 climbing.
Okay, roger that, no factor, thank you.
He heard us initially and just wanted to make sure that we're...
Is this the fire department helo coming in?
Now it's the airport guy talking to the helicopter.
Right.
But there's 30.
Oh, God. That thing. 123, about there. 20 till we get dialed in.
There you go.
2320. Okay, 5,500. Flaps up. Cow flaps up.
You close the cowl flaps as the CHT looks good, the temperature.
Close those. Okay.
Now how's this looking if we keep our heading?
Go ahead and get around the edge of the thing.
Perfect. Good, as long as you're aware of it.
I know that's 6,500, so we gotta.
As long as you're aware of it.
Oh, yeah.
Good. And then, yeah, look at that. Looks like we're clear. The mountains. Solid. What's the Toronto frequency?
1229, just flop.
Good. Solid. So here's what we'll do a little bit on the way there. You ready for this? Let's do some slow flight.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is go ahead and enter into slow flight. So for maneuvers, we'll go prop and mixture full rich. Go ahead and reduce power, maintaining 5,500 feet. And I want you to reduce power all the way until we hear that stall warning horn.
Okay.
Maintain your altitude.
Right.
And also maintain this heading right there. See this heading?
Where you at? Oh, that way?
Just maintain that heading. Yep. There you
Okay.
go. Maintain 5,500 feet while you do it. And show me 65 knots. 65 knots, 160 on the heading, 5,500. What's your altitude?
5,500.
5,500.
Put my speed down, too.
How easy it is to lose your altitude?
There we go. Now we're getting it.
Actually, show me 70 knots. This is good. 70 and 5,500. Let's go back to our heading, 160. You see that? And 70 knots. You see we're climbing a little bit so we can lower that pitch attitude. Good. So it's a constant dance. We're looking at all these things all the time. So speed, altitude, and heading. And we adjust the power as needed. So 160 on the heading. 70 knots at 5,500 feet. Here's what we'll do. I'm going flaps 10, and I want you to go ahead and maintain 65 knots at 5,500 feet. Give me this heading right here.
All right.
Heading right there. 5,500 feet, 65 knots, and 130 on the heading. Nice and easy. The trick in slow flight is slow flight, slow motion. Everything happens slowly, 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 slowly. All your banks should be shallow. Slow. It's a slow down. It's slow motion. You might want to reduce that friction on the throttle so you have it more easily available to adjust. Let's maintain 5,500 and 65 knots. This right here is hardcore slow flight. Very nice work. Now here's what we're going to do. Flaps 20, and I want you to show me 60 knots. You'll also see, just like we talked on the whiteboard, how we want to lead everything in aviation. You also want to lead your power for the speed. If you start adjusting power at 60, we'll go down all the way to 53 where it catches. So something to keep in mind.
Shit, blew through my 50.
All good. Training. Now very shallowly, remember everything in slow flight is shallow. Give me a left turn heading 190. Good. You see this first tick mark, dot? Nothing more steep than that, than one dot in slow flight. Good. There you are, solid. We'll get us back to Toronto, don't worry about it. I just want you to...
Oh, no, I'm just looking for surrounding
Okay, cool.
area.
5,500, actually this heading is good. Let's go 075 and 65 knots. Or 60 knots actually, 5,500 feet.
Fine.
Fine tune, you see how tiny it is? 60 knots.
Goes down. There you go.
5,500 feet.
Pretty close.
Good. Now here's flaps full, and I want to see 55 knots, 5,500 feet. Remember, you'll need a lot of power to overcome all this drag.
Yeah.
So add more power, a lot more, a lot more, a lot more, a lot more, more.
Wow.
Good. You see how much power we need to overcome that drag? Good. 55 knots. More power. Whatever it takes. How much power we need to overcome the drag? Yep, there you go. So we need a lot of power to fly slow.
Just circle something. Just check it out. What would you be in slow flight? But what? 10 degrees?
I would never do flaps full when I want to circle a home.
Right,
I would do
10 degrees?
flaps 20.
20. Oh, for most left.
Yep. And let's get back to our heading.
Good shit.
How much power you need in this? It's almost uncomfortable.
Not sure if I need to go to the gym today.
It's almost uncomfortable. Now, here's how we recover from slow flight. Go full power and lower to those. Maintain 5,500, don't climb. And then flaps to 20. Good. And then wait for it to maintain 55, maintain your altitude and the heading. Now flaps to 10. And then above 75, we'll go flap 0. There we go, flap 0. And there you go, we're flying away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We just entered into and out of slow flight. Great work with slow flight. Have you stalled the airplane before?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Gonna stall it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Cool. So let's go ahead and reduce power. Do you want to do full flaps or 10 flaps or 20 flaps?
20.
20. All right, let's reduce power, maintain 5,500 feet. By the way, give me this heading, right? There you go.
Oh man, yeah.
There you go, 55, good. Now let's go to put flaps 10. Don't lose altitude, don't lose your altitude. Good. Flaps 20. Now what I want to show you is, what is a stall? A stall is when the plane exceeds its what?
Critical angle of attack.
Good. So if that's the case, what it means is that if we come back under the critical angle of attack, we should keep flying, right? So what I want you to do is go ahead, reduce the power to idle.
And at 5,500?
Reduce power to idle, and then put your hand on your lap. We won't be recovering with speed. Once we stall, just pitch a little forward to go back under the critical angle of attack. Hold that. Hold it, till we shake. There it is. And then just lower the nose a little bit. That's it. We're out of the stall. You see that?
Damn.
We don't even need the power to recover from a stall. Let's do it again. No power. Just enter into a stall. Let it shake. Let it get into a stall. Look outside. Maintain wings level. Yeah, and there you go. You could just recover with your pitch. That's it. You don't even need power to recover from a stall. Airplane?
Airplane.
My plane. Here we go. We're looking outside. I'm not climbing. I'm just holding this pitch attitude. Wings level. Look how slow. We're not even stalled yet. There you go. And look at that.
42 knots.
Yeah, look at that. I'm recovered. Just pitch attitude. Not touching the power. Keep that in mind.
Caution. Terrain. Terrain.
Now, when we do recover, we will use the power.
Caution.
For extra
Terrain.
safety. As a
Terrain.
backup. Good. Your airplane?
Airplane.
Your plane. Good.
Caution. Terrain.
Let's go back
Terrain.
up to 5.5. So we'll go full power.
Caution. Terrain. Terrain.
All right, power flaps open.
Good. And we'll go flaps 10. Above 75 positive rate of climb, we'll go flaps. Good. You see, recovering from a stall is nothing. You don't even need power for it. And we just proved that.
Hardly ever stalls.
It doesn't want to stall. This thing doesn't want to stall at all. Crazy how slow this thing flies. It's insane. get closer to Trona, what I want you to do is go ahead and simulate a just general fun engine out scenario. We lost an engine, we'll pitch for best glide. Oh, I wanted to show you this. I said we'll plane together, so check it out. Okay, so don't disconnect it. Leave the autopilot engaged. Alright, so the autopilot's on. It's all good. Airplane?
Airplane.
My plane. There we go. So I want to show you something. Remember we said I'll show you what happens if you enter in all with the autopilot engaged?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what the plane does.
Skydiving in 2 minutes, 14,000 below, do not flight DZ like Elsinore.
Right, so there's 55. Flaps are up.
It's only capture it, right? Because we're not.
Oh, yeah, because
okay.
that's our ceiling. See, it switched to altitude. Good. Now we'll get this back out. There we go. Now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and reduce power. There we go. There we are. Okay, here we are, right? What I want you to do is go ahead and reduce power. Reduce power, and take the power actually all the way out to idle. Nice and slow. And now the plane will maintain 55, right? As it's doing that, the pitch attitude will come up, but eventually we'll reach the critical angle of it, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Actually, this is fine right here. This power setting is good. All right, leave it. Now we're just watching. The plane is doing a great job. It's picking up the pitch attitude to maintain 5,500 knots. Speed is bleeding off. Eventually a stall warning horn will come on, and we'll see what the autopilot does. Will it let the plane stall, or will it do something else? Look at what the plane is doing. What's happening right now?
Automatically descending.
It's descending, regardless of our floor being at 55. And look at what the plane is doing. It's maintaining heading, and it's descending at the minimum descent rate it needs to produce the minimum speed to maintain flight. Make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And it will keep doing this until we reach the pavement. But at least it won't let us stall.
Oh, is this the best glide right now it's at then, or what? No,
Not at all.
No, okay.
It's just a underspeed protection.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So now if you're flying along and you distracted, no, the autopilot doesn't control your speed,
Right.
but it will use pitch or altitude to go ahead and maintain flight. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And then the flight director shows, hey, to get back up to 55, you need to go up. But it obviously isn't because there's no... Does that make sense?
Damn, dude, this is slow.
Yeah. And this is no flaps. Look at this. I'm going flaps 10. Let's see what will happen to our rate of descent. It'll probably go down. Don't have to descend that much.
And Lake Elsinore traffic, skydiving in progress, 14,000 below, do not flight DZ, Lake Elsinore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so now it's, because I put flaps in there. So at least the autopilot will prevent a stall from happening. Make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cool. Let's go full power. Let's disconnect autopilot. Double tap. Full power. We went too fast.
Yeah.
And full power. Good. And then above 75 positive rate of climb. Forward a little more. Forward. Good. There it is. Flaps up. Good. Solid. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Best glide is still, let's call it 80, because our flaps will be up. So give me this heading right there. 050. Let's go up to 55. Isn't that cool though that you have that protection on the autopilot?
Yeah, it is.
So at least you won't stall. It will just automatically disregard your floor and descend all the way through it. Good work. 54. There's 55.
Shot 4 is going around for 180. Like Elsinore on traffic, skydiving in progress, 14,000 below, do not reply DZ like Elsinore.
So the way it will work is this: if you lose an engine, what's the first thing we do?
It's our best line.
Good. What's the second thing we do?
For aviate, glide, and then for place to land. The checklist out. Well. Right?
Okay, yep. So we look for a place to land, and then
If you have time, get your checklist out and try to restart it.
get out. Engine failure during start.
Let me get to
During flight.
Oh, okay, I'm just trying to lean this thing out.
So airspeed 80 knots, best glide, fuel selector both, fuel pump on, mixture control rich. And the reason we do fuel selector both, fuel pump on, mixture control rich is because we suspect maybe the engine failure occurred because the engine is starving for fuel somehow. Maybe we forgot the fuel selector on only one side and not both, right? And we dried out that tank.
Traffic, all Drummers Way.
Makes sense? Maybe we're too lean. So we'll go ahead and do that, but in real life, we'll just simulate that. We'll okay, mixture, fuel selector both, mixture full rich, and then fuel pump would be on. Okay. We'll just simulate because there's no need to do it. And then the engine should start because it's prop milling, probably. And then windmilling. And then magneto switch, basically we'll go to both and restart it if we need to. Right? Yep. Now, if the propeller, if the engine is not started, if it starts, then fuel pump back on. Now, if it doesn't start, we come to the emergency landing checklist. Pilot passenger Morse forward position, just like any other landing. Then airspeed 85 knots, flaps up. So actually we'll go to 85 knots. Actually, no, this is for the landing. So 80 knots best glide, and then for landing, we'll just stick with the speeds that we've been doing. Mixture will simulate idle cutoff before we land, and then fuel selector valve push down to rotate, and we'll bring it all the way back to off. Again, just simulated. The magnetos will be off, and then the flaps as required before we turn our battery off. Because when we turn the battery off, you no longer have flaps. Remember, the battery will come last. And then we want to land with everything turned off because we know if we crash or something, we don't have any potential for fire. So right now, just to keep things simple, we're flying along, and guess what? Just lost an engine. So what's Robbie going to do? First things first. Now,
gain some altitude and pitch for 80.
So we don't want to gain altitude. You want to hold your altitude until we reach 80, and then we'll meet it.
Right.
While you hold your altitude, you could look for a place to land.
The road over there. I'll go full rich.
Find a field. So now, good. While we're pitched for best glide, we'll try and get the engine back. So we would make sure that the fuel selector is both. We would go rich on the mixture, and we would turn the fuel pump back on. If it's starting on its own, we'll go ahead and start the engine, right?
Right.
And if it does start, we'll turn the fuel pump back off. If it doesn't start, we will do what? We'll continue and find a place to land. So where do you want to put the plane down?
That road right there.
Which road? Oh, road. There's so many open fields. You don't want to mess with cars. There's some flat land.
There's a road right there.
Okay. There you go. So let's go and shoot for it. So let's maintain best glide. I like that you out for best glide. And let's now fly straight line towards our landing spot, and then we'll descend over it. Because we don't want to start taking guesses as to how much altitude we have and then fall short. So you want to beeline it straight to your landing spot, and then we'll descend over it. Does that make sense? On the way there, what are some things we could do? We could squawk 7700, right? As an emergency. We could get on 121.5 and let people know that we have an engine failure, right? On guard frequency, because many people monitor it. That's the emergency frequency. Sense?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Nice job trimming for 80. Look at this. We have a lot of time. 80 knots. Beautiful.
Coordinated, we can fly longer.
Yeah. Look how calm it is. So do you have your road in sight over there?
A couple roads.
You want to pick one. You want to pick one and stick to it. Now pick one and stick to it. Otherwise, you can't really plan for anything.
Long stretch.
Pick a spot.
There. Right there. That way, that way.
Okay, so let's beeline towards it. Shallow turns. Actually, you know what? You see this field, this open flat in front of us? Here, I'll lower this. You see it right in front of us? That flat area?
I just know that this shit over here is really rough.
Rough, it's rough there? How about that white area?
Might be alright. There's a road. Oh, right there. There's like a little runway right here, right next to the train.
Runway?
But we're too high though.
Oh, good. So go towards it, and then we'll descend right next to it. So, you see the runway near the train?
Yeah.
Good. So what direction do you want to land in?
I'd land. We're pretty high, so I think we could.
What we'll do, if you want to land this way, is we'll come around and do a downwind, base, and final. Just like any other pattern. Oh, you mean this one right here on the left?
Yeah, we're too far.
To the left?
Yeah.
Cool. So here's what we'll do. On it with me, maintain 80 knots. And what we'll do, right here, to the left?
Yeah.
Cool. What we'll do is we'll turn, and then we'll turn to downwind, base, and final. Make sense? Maintain 80 knots, so we're not sacrificing any of that altitude. Good. We'll do a nice 360. Turn coming. Keep the turn coming.
Caution.
Turn coming.
Terrain. Terrain.
We don't make it.
Let's see.
Caution. Warning. Terrain. Terrain.
See if we'll make it.
Caution. Terrain. Terrain.
The flaps 10 in there.
Caution. Terrain. Terrain. Warning. Terrain.
Flaps 20.
Terrain. Warning. Terrain. Terrain. Warning.
Coordinated.
Terrain.
Flaps 20.
Terrain.
There you go.
Warning.
Let's see.
Terrain. Terrain. Warning.
Almost.
Terrain.
Short.
Terrain.
But you get the gist of it. See how that works?
Warning.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. Here
Terrain.
comes full power.
Terrain.
Flaps immediately to 10.
Warning.
Look at that close.
Terrain.
Pretty damn close.
Terrain.
And flaps up. Your plane?
Warning.
So now you
Terrain.
saw what we would do if we
Terrain.
lost an engine.
Warning. Terrain. Terrain. Warning. Terrain.
Won't stop until we get
Terrain.
away from the...
Warning. Terrain. Terrain.
We'll do that exercise a
Warning.
bunch. Will
Yeah,
be very
Terrain.
second nature for you.
Terrain.
So you'll know exactly how to gauge how much energy we have and how much distance we have.
Warning. Terrain. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. Terrain.
This is a dry lake.
Oh, yeah. There's the plant.
There's 3 plants. There's West End facility here, Corona, and the Argus facility.
Oh, look at that.
Do
We
a
could
radio
do-
call?
Yeah, we could do select approach. We could do 3-5 vectors and then activate. There we go. So we could go to the right. Yeah, we could say we could get
White Cessna 5 miles to the south, inbound landing 35, turn.
good. Solid. So what do you think of that engine out procedure? It just gave you an idea of what that looks like.
I need to practice it a couple times.
Oh,
I'm going to
yeah.
go through the motion. I really need to get this checklist thing going instead of trying to divert back to this
Yeah,
one,
this
I
is
think.
great. If you just get used to this, it's phenomenal. It's always there up with you. It's great.
So 27.
Here's what I want to do. I want us to try and land with flaps 20.
Yeah.
Trying to see what that looks like. Actually, I think a little easier. Because now you realize how much power you need for that flaps full. A lot of power.
End up for the visual. Lights are on, lights are on. I never turn my lights off.
There we go. We have a little few minutes, or do you want to? Where do you want to be for the call?
Oh, my hangar.
Okay, fine. So we have a few minutes. So let's do flaps 20. We'll do a touch and go, and then it'll be left traffic. And let's go prop and mixture full forward. And we can make a call. Say we're short final 35. Touch and go.
Short traffic, white Cessna, short final 35, touch and go. Turn.
Is this salt?
Yeah.
Whoa. So much open stuff. Crazy.
So, should we go 20 right now or no?
What?
20?
Flaps 20? Good. And maintain 75 knots. Show me 75 knots. So we'll reduce the power.
There we go.
We're high. Reduce power, and we'll get speed with pitch. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? We're exchanging the source from engine to gravity. It's an exchange. Good. For flaps 20, we'll come in a little faster, and there'll be a little less drag on the airplane, but you'll see what that... Not too bad. All looks good. And everything's on. Good. Oh, there's a fence. Watch the fence. There we go. Hold it over here. There we go. Flaps 10. And then full power. Nice work. Let's go back to center line. And there we are.
75, flaps. When, right?
What?
Oh, yeah.
What did you say?
I was going to say that, the call.
Short traffic, white Cessna, turn left upwind.
Left crosswind, runway 35. Oh no. There you go, perpendicular, wings level. And we could start turning left. Let's go up to 2,700 feet. Let's turn.
Short traffic, white Cessna, turning left downwind for 35, turn.
Solid. Good stuff.
Okay, 2,700, we got there, flaps in. We're, keep our altitude, reduce power.
Creeping towards it, or?
I feel like I am, a little bit.
There's Amanda waving.
Guys down there in the solar field?
Solar, we're actually right over the solar field.
Oh, alright.
Oh, they installed all the stuff already.
10 degrees.
That was quick.
Close down, okay. Power.
Oh, the solar field looks really good.
Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
I gotta make sure there.
Toronto traffic, white Cessna, turn in left base, 35, Toronto.
Good. Flaps 20. Good. So another one with flaps 20, another landing with flaps 20.
Toronto traffic, white Cessna, turn in final, 35, Toronto.
Good. And we'll do a touch and go.
705. Full stop.
Full stop?
Yeah.
Reduce power?
Oh.
Do full?
Oh.
That's all good.
Huh?
All good. Full's good. Whatever you want. Once you put in flaps, you don't want to take it out. This close to...
75.
You got it. More to the right. More to the right. CC, not too. There we go. The movements were too big because if we went more forward, we'd hit the nose wheel on the ground.
Over back.
There we go.
And
Keep
the
that
brakes.
weight up.
Roll timer.
Here we are. Welcome to Toronto, folks. Solid. Cold it is outside. Oh, it's freezing out. Freezing. Cruising out.
We clear runway?
Clear the runway, yep.
Toronto traffic, white Cessna, clear runway, Toronto.
I was thinking about putting that gas.
Fuel?
Yeah. Or should I put it over there? Yeah.
Well, are you going to make it available for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to put it next to your hangar. Put it over there.
Over there or here?
Put it over there in the center, right here.
Yeah.
More in the center, because otherwise people will come to your hangar and, you don't want that. All the planes will be showing up here. Gotta get Robbie's coffee shop here, then people will fly in.
Sure.
Robbie's coffee shop. There we are. Solid. 1,000 RPM. Don't want the engine to sit there. Before you cut the mixture, you want to make sure engine is idle cut off.
Down.
So we could go group, and then big knob you could go down to all the way more down, landing, enter, and then secure airplane. Park and brake.
Throttle.
Oh, look at that, throttle idle, okay.
Control equipment off. Avionics on about 2.
Good.